Congratulations, my dear brothers and sisters. If you are watching this before November 7, I want you to understand something very important. This is not an accident. You are not here by coincidence. You are here because God Himself has chosen you for something divine. Heaven has arranged this very moment for you. The Spirit of the Lord has guided your steps to this message because there is a plan unfolding in your life, a purpose that only you can fulfill. You might not see it yet, but God's hand is already working behind the scenes. Everything you've been through, the struggles, the waiting, the pain, was preparation for what is about to come. This message is not just a video, it's a sign that you've entered a new spiritual season. When God chooses a person, He doesn't do it by mistake. He chooses those who have been faithful in the dark, those who kept believing when everything around them was falling apart. If you are listening to this right now, it means heaven has taken notice of you. You are marked for greatness. The same God who called Abraham from his homeland and David from the fields has called out of your ordinary life to step into something extraordinary. He is saying, this is your time. You may have questioned why certain doors closed or why some people walked away. But now it will all begin to make sense. God had to remove some things so that He could release what truly belongs to you. He had to hide you for a season so He could reveal you in His timing. And now that time is drawing near. This word is your confirmation that something is shifting in the spiritual realm. The waiting was not wasted. The pain was not pointless. Every tear, every prayer, every sleepless night was a seed planted for this moment. So congratulations, you have been chosen. Before November 7, God is calling His chosen ones to rise, to awaken, and to prepare their hearts for what He is about to do. You are one of them. God's timing is perfect, and you have been chosen for such a time as this. My dear brothers and sisters, many times we look at our circumstances and think God has forgotten us. We see delays, disappointments, and unanswered prayers, and we begin to wonder if maybe we missed His plan. But the truth is, God is never late and He is never early. His timing is always exact, always divine, always perfect. He moves according to seasons, not seconds. What you thought was a setback was actually part of His strategy. What you saw as a pause was preparation. Every step, every delay, every moment of silence was perfectly timed to align you with His greater purpose. When God chooses a person, He doesn't reveal everything at once. He allows you to go through moments of waiting so your heart can mature, your faith can deepen, and your character can grow strong enough to carry what He is about to give you. The Bible is filled with people who were chosen by God but had to wait for His timing. Joseph had a dream when he was young, but it took years of betrayal, slavery, and prison before he stood in the palace. David was anointed as king, but he spent years running from Saul before he ever wore the crown. Even Jesus waited 30 years before He began His ministry. Why? Because timing matters. Preparation matters. When you are chosen, God's plan for your life cannot be rushed. He is shaping you in the background. Sometimes He will delay the blessing so you don't destroy it with immaturity. He will hold back the promotion so your heart stays humble. He will keep you hidden until your spirit is ready to carry the weight of your calling. That's not punishment, it's protection. You might not understand why things have taken so long, but God does. He has seen the future you cannot see. He knows what's coming and He's preparing you for it. The reason it feels like nothing is happening is because everything is happening in the spiritual realm. Heaven is arranging divine appointments, aligning people, and opening doors that no man can shut. You may be standing still, but God is moving things around for your good. His silence doesn't mean absence, it means strategy. He is positioning you in ways you cannot imagine. When the right time comes, everything that once felt delayed will suddenly come together. You won't have to force it. You won't have to chase it. The blessing will meet you where you are because it was written in His time. That's how perfect His plan is. And if you are watching this before November 7, I want you to know that this word is not random. God's timing for your life is unfolding right now. You are being prepared for a divine release, and this message is your confirmation. What felt stuck is about to move. What felt closed is about to open. What felt impossible is about to shift in your favor. The enemy wants you to believe you've been forgotten, but that's the biggest lie he tells. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. God's timing often feels like waiting in the dark. But remember that even a seed must stay buried before it breaks through the soil. You may feel buried, but you are planted. Growth is happening where no one can see it. Your roots are strengthening beneath the surface. When the moment comes, you will rise not by your strength, but by His Spirit. God has not been late. He has been working according to His perfect schedule. Sometimes God will hold you back from opportunities you thought you were ready for because He knows what's ahead. He sees the traps that you can't see. He knows the storms that would have destroyed you if He had moved you too early. So He waits until your faith is unshakable, until your dependence is on Him alone, until your heart is aligned with His will. Then in the fullness of time, He brings everything to pass. What takes years in your eyes is only a moment in His divine plan. His ways are higher, His timing is wiser, and His plan is flawless. If you look back at your life, you'll realize that some of the things you once prayed for didn't happen when you wanted them to. But when they finally did, they came at the best possible time. That's how God works. He delays to develop you. He withholds to strengthen you. He waits to increase the impact of your testimony. When He finally moves, He does in one moment what years of effort could never accomplish. One touch from His hand can change everything. God's perfect timing isn't just about what He's doing for you, it's also about what He's doing in you. He's building faith that can stand storms, endurance that can handle pressure, and wisdom that can guide others. You are chosen not just to receive a blessing, but to become a blessing. The process you are enduring is shaping you into someone who can carry His purpose with integrity and strength. That's why you can't rush God's timing. You can't skip the preparation. Every challenge, every waiting season, every quiet night of prayer has been a divine classroom. God has been teaching you how to trust Him, how to stand firm, how to see beyond the visible. When you finally step into what He has promised, you will understand why it took so long. You'll see that the delay was divine, the process was purposeful, and the timing was perfect. Nothing in your life has been wasted. Every experience has been part of His masterpiece. And right now, heaven is whispering to your heart, this is your time. The waiting is coming to an end. The purpose is about to unfold. God has chosen you for such a time as this, and everything you've been through has led you right to this moment. Before every breakthrough, there is always a season of testing and preparation. My dear brothers and sisters, whenever God is about to elevate someone, He first takes them through a process that refines their faith and shapes their spirit. The path to every blessing is paved with tests. The waiting, the silence, the uncertainty. These are not punishments. They are divine classrooms where God trains His chosen ones. The enemy wants you to think that when life gets harder, it means God has left you. But in truth, it's the opposite. When things become difficult, it means heaven is preparing to trust you with something greater. The deeper the calling, the greater the testing. The higher the anointing, the stronger the refining. God cannot release a powerful destiny into an unprepared vessel. He must mold, stretch, and strengthen you until your heart and character can sustain what He's about to give. Think about Joseph. Before he reached the palace, he went through betrayal, slavery, and imprisonment. Each step was painful, but each step also brought him closer to the fulfillment of God's promise. The tests didn't destroy him, they trained him. God was building wisdom, patience, and humility in him because those qualities were necessary to lead a nation. The same pattern repeats throughout Scripture. Moses spent 40 years in the desert before God called him to deliver Israel. David faced lions, bears, and Goliath before he became king. Even Jesus, the Son of God, fasted for 40 days in the wilderness and faced temptation before beginning His ministry. Every divine assignment is preceded by divine testing. Every great purpose is prepared through seasons that feel like isolation. When you are in that testing season, it's easy to question God. You might ask, why is this happening to me? Why does it feel like I'm losing everything? But the truth is, God allows the testing not to break you, but to prove you. He is proving the strength of your faith, the sincerity of your heart, and the depth of your trust. He wants to see if you can still worship when nothing seems to work, if you can still believe when everything looks impossible. That's what makes you ready for a breakthrough. Your faith must be tested before it can be trusted with a higher level of blessing. Every test you face has a purpose. When God allows pain, it's not because He delights in your suffering, it's because He's producing something powerful inside you. Endurance doesn't grow in comfort, it grows in hardship. Faith doesn't deepen in ease, it deepens in adversity. The storms you faced were never meant to drown you, they were meant to strengthen you. The fire you walked through was meant to purify you. The silence you endured was meant to tune your ear to His voice. Before every new chapter, there's always a refining process that prepares your heart for what's next. When God prepares someone, He doesn't just change their circumstances, He changes their spirit. That's why the waiting can feel so long. You are not just waiting for a blessing. The blessing is waiting for you to become ready. God is not interested in giving you something you can't sustain. He wants your foundation to be strong so that when the blessing comes, it doesn't crush you. Some people want promotion before process, but that kind of promotion never lasts. Real promotion comes after preparation. When your heart is shaped by testing, you gain spiritual maturity, humility, and dependence on God. Those are the qualities that carry destiny. There are times when God will allow you to walk through seasons that feel like wilderness. It's dry, it's quiet, and it seems like nothing is moving. But that wilderness is a place of transformation. It's where your pride dies, your fear fades, and your faith comes alive. In the wilderness, you learn that man doesn't live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. You learn that your strength is not enough, but His grace is sufficient. You learn that peace isn't found in what you see, but in who you trust. That's why God doesn't rush the process. He allows the pressure to shape your purpose. The testing season is also a time of revelation. It reveals what's truly inside you. When life is easy, it's simple to say, I trust God. But when everything falls apart, that's when real faith is revealed. God uses these moments to expose weaknesses, fears, and attitudes that could hinder your future. He brings them to the surface, not to shame you, but to heal you. He refines you like gold, removing impurities so that your heart shines with His reflection. Every challenge is a mirror showing you where you still need to grow. That's why the testing is necessary. Without it, you would never discover the strength that's already within you. Sometimes God tests your obedience by asking you to let go of something you love. Abraham was tested when God asked him to offer Isaac. That wasn't about sacrifice, it was about trust. God wanted to see if Abraham loved the promise more than the promiser. When Abraham proved his obedience, God released the greater blessing. The same principle applies to your life. When you surrender what you love most, God gives you back more than you imagined. Testing always precedes trust. God tests before He blesses. In this process, people may misunderstand you. Some might walk away and doors you counted on may close. But remember, when God removes something, He is making space for something better. The pruning process may be painful, but it's also proof that you are growing. A tree that bears fruit must be pruned to bear even more. That's what God is doing with you. He's cutting away what no longer serves your purpose. He's shaping you into someone who can carry His glory without pride, who can lead without ego, and who can endure without giving up. You might feel like you're in the middle of your test right now. Maybe your prayers haven't been answered yet. Maybe your faith is being stretched to the limit. But that's where breakthroughs are born. The darkest nights come before the brightest mornings. The moment you feel like giving up is usually the moment right before God moves. So don't lose heart. The testing season is proof that God is still working. He only tests what He plans to trust. He only refines what He plans to use. If you are being tested deeply, it's because your calling is great. Before every breakthrough, there will always be pressure, resistance, and refining. It's not a sign that God has abandoned you. It's a sign that He's preparing to reveal you. You are being strengthened for your next level. Every tear, every unanswered prayer, every hardship has been part of your preparation. When the breakthrough comes, you will look back and understand that the testing was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to transform you into the person God destined you to be. The door that God is about to open for you will confirm His calling over your life. My dear brothers and sisters, there comes a time in every believer's journey when what God has spoken in secret begins to manifest in public. The years of waiting, the tears of prayer, the seasons of testing, all lead to that divine moment when heaven releases the breakthrough that confirms your calling. You may not see it yet, but the door is already being prepared. God is aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities in ways you can't imagine. The same God who called you will not leave your calling unfulfilled. He is faithful to finish what He started. What He promised in whispers, He will reveal in wonders. The door He opens will not just bring you blessings. It will prove that every delay, every trial, and every moment of silence had a purpose. There are doors that man can open, and there are doors that only God can open. The door that's coming your way is not one that can be manipulated by human effort. It will open effortlessly because it's ordained by heaven. When God opens a door, no force in hell can close it. No person can block it, no situation can stop it, and no enemy can reverse it. This door will not require striving, it will require faith. It will not depend on your strength, it will depend on your surrender. For years, you may have tried to push through walls, forcing things to happen in your own timing. But now God is saying, be still and watch me do it. He is about to open what has been locked, reveal what has been hidden, and release what has been delayed. The waiting was never in vain. It was building the foundation for this moment of divine access. When God opens a door, it's not just an opportunity. It's a confirmation. It's His way of saying, this is what I prepared you for. The pain you endured was not random. The rejection, the betrayal, the closed doors in your past were all guiding you toward this one. Every no you faced was a divine redirection leading you to the yes that truly belongs to you. That's why you must not despise the doors that closed behind you. They were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to direct you. Some doors are shut for your protection. God closes what's not connected to your purpose so that you can walk confidently through what is. You may not realize it, but while you were waiting, God was working. He was setting the stage, preparing the right people, and clearing obstacles out of your path. The reason some doors didn't open earlier is because the environment wasn't ready yet. The hearts of those involved weren't prepared. The timing wasn't aligned. But now, in this season, heaven is declaring that the fullness of time has come. This is the appointed moment where what you prayed for begins to take shape. The divine door that's about to open will not just change your situation, it will change your identity. It will reveal you as the person God always knew you were. When this door opens, it will bring clarity. You will begin to understand why you had to go through what you did. You will look back and realize that the delays were divine protection, not punishment. Every painful season was shaping you for this assignment. The people who left, the opportunities that slipped away, the times you felt abandoned, all of it will make sense because the new door will connect every missing piece. God's hand will be so evident that you won't have to explain it to anyone. The blessing itself will speak for you. The anointing on your life will become undeniable. The door that's coming is not just for personal gain, it's for kingdom purpose. God blesses you so that you can be a blessing to others. He promotes you so you can carry His presence into places where others have never heard His name. The favor that's about to come will not be ordinary. It will carry a divine assignment. You are stepping into influence, not for recognition, but for new impact. It's not about comfort. It's about calling. It's about fulfilling the reason you were chosen in the first place. When you walk through it, lives will be touched, faith will be strengthened, and God will be glorified. But before the door opens, God ensures that your heart is ready to handle what's on the other side. That's why the process felt so intense. That's why you faced so many battles. The preparation was not to destroy you, it was to strengthen you. Now, because of what you've endured, you'll be able to stand firm when the door opens. You'll walk in humility, not pride. You'll move with wisdom, not emotion. You'll recognize that what's happening isn't because of your ability, but because of His grace. When you finally step into that next level, you will carry the scars of your process as reminders of His faithfulness. There's something sacred about divine timing. When the right door opens, everything happens effortlessly. You won't have to chase people, prove yourself, or beg for acceptance. The favor of God will go before you. Just as Joseph was called from the prison to the palace in one day, your season of sudden elevation is coming. When God says, no, everything shifts. Opportunities that were hidden will appear. People who ignored you will remember you. Situations that seemed impossible will suddenly align. That's the power of a door opened by God. It doesn't make sense in the natural, but it's undeniable in the spirit. Sometimes before the door opens, God will test your obedience one last time. He'll ask you to do something simple, something that doesn't seem connected to the promise. It could be forgiving someone, letting go of fear, or taking a small step of faith. That act of obedience becomes the key that unlocks the door. God doesn't need your strength. He needs your yes. The moment you surrender fully, the path clears. Obedience always precedes breakthrough. The key is not in your hands, it's in your heart. This door will carry a peace that surpasses understanding. When it opens, you won't feel confusion or pressure, you'll feel divine assurance. God's presence will accompany it. You'll know in your spirit that it's His doing, because it will come with confirmation, not chaos. It will draw you closer to Him, not away. You won't have to compromise your values or manipulate your way through. The right door will open naturally because it's being unlocked by grace, not human effort. Some of you have been standing in front of doors that wouldn't open, knocking and crying, wondering why nothing happened. God was keeping you from walking into places that didn't match your purpose. The wrong door can drain your faith, but the right door will define your destiny. Don't be discouraged by what didn't open. The closed doors of yesterday were simply clearing the path for the open door of today. When this divine door opens, it will bring acceleration. What took years will happen in days. The waiting will turn into movement, and the prayers you thought were unanswered will manifest in ways that exceed your expectations. God is not just opening a physical door, He's opening a spiritual one. He's giving you access to new dimensions of favor, revelation, and purpose. You will see His hand clearly guiding your steps. This will not be a partial breakthrough, it will be a complete shift. You have been faithful, and now heaven is responding. The same God who saw you in your hidden season is now ready to reveal you. The same hands that held you through the trials are now unlocking your next level. The door before you is more than an opportunity. It's confirmation that you were chosen, prepared, and appointed for this moment in history. What's coming will not just prove that God heard your prayers, it will prove that He orchestrated everything perfectly to bring you here. The door that's about to open will testify that His timing was perfect, His plan was flawless, and His calling over your life is unstoppable. So as you stand on the edge of this new season, don't let fear or doubt hold you back. What's ahead of you is not random. It's the fulfillment of every promise God whispered in your spirit. This is your confirmation that the waiting wasn't wasted. Every prayer, every tear, every battle was leading you here. When the door opens, walk through it boldly, not because you have it all figured out, but because you trust the one who opened it for you. Let this be the moment where faith replaces hesitation and peace replaces worry. You've been prepared for this. You've been refined by the fire, strengthened in the storm, and shaped in the waiting. Now, it's time to step into what's yours. The same God who called you will sustain you. The same God who opened the door will protect what's on the other side. If this message touched your heart, take a moment to share it so others can be encouraged too. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. I'd love to hear how God is opening doors in your life. Your story could inspire someone else who's still waiting for theirs. Stay faithful, keep trusting, and remember, when God opens the door, no one can close it.